The simple syntax of the Internet of Things, presented in a previous video, requires a third entity to explain its specific use cases. A third entity that is not necessary to explain the Internet use cases, which simply require information systems and people. This third entity are objects, or as we usually call them in this context, smart objects. So what is a smart object? In this video, we will propose an anatomy for smart objects. What makes a smart object different from a regular object, and what makes it able to play a role in the use cases of the Internet of Things, is its ability to communicate both with the physical and with the digital worlds, sometimes collectively referred to as the phygital world. On one side, smart objects are able to interact with the physical world, with the world of atoms, with the world of matter. The most common way of acting with the physical world is to capture data from the physical world through sensors. It can be an image or an audio. It can be sensing temperature or different chemicals in the atmosphere. In order for this data to be useful, the smart object needs to send it to the digital world, to the world of information, to the world of bits. A smart object is, in essence, a link between the world of atoms and the world of bits. If the smart object needs to make any kind of reasoning or processing, it also requires a reasoning and processing module as a core functionality of the smart object. In addition, smart objects very often need to receive information from the digital world. So they will need data inputs. They will not only be able to send data, but they will also be able to receive data. Finally, not so commonly but also possible, smart objects sometimes are able to interact with the physical world by modifying it. Not only sensing information, but also acting on the physical world through what are known as actuators. Sometimes these actuators are some sort of control devices such as PLCs or switches or other kinds of actuators that eventually produce a change in the physical world. Now, when a smart object is able to both send and receive data, and both sense information and act on the physical world, together with the possibility of reasoning and making decisions, this smart object can be a very powerful player in Internet of Things use cases. In fact, these smart objects are the only link in the Internet of Things syntax between the digital and the physical worlds. We can argue that the Internet use cases exist only in the digital space, while the Internet of Things connects both the physical and the digital worlds, and smart objects create the anchors, the links between them. This bidirectional connection between the digital and the physical worlds is what makes the Internet of Things so powerful, so promising, and so full of really interesting use cases. Very often, however, in the most common use cases of the Internet of Things, smart objects only use a subset of their capabilities: the capacity of sensing and sending data. As an example, in smart city applications, we can frequently find simple use cases where we have smart objects which are simple sensors that are able to collect information from the physical world and upload it to an information system. But let's not forget that smart objects can be much more complex than that and able to perform much more sophisticated tasks. A taxonomy of these more sophisticated use cases will be the subject of another video.